So let's look at how do we get the spider guard from closed guard. So when we're playing Hicks and Greasy fundamentals, we were looking at a lot of escapes from bottom, and a lot of the beginners possibly might play a closed guard. Again, we did a whole system on that. But if you really want to get your guard attacking wise, you want to open your guard and transition to some kind of open guard. So from here, I'm going to make grips with my sleeves. I'm going to uncross my guard and bring my knees inside. Notice the way I have my feet on Carl's hips. Now I need to create a little bit of space. So I'm walking back on my butt. The first thing I put in is I bring the leg into the middle and I throw in a shallow lasso. This is my distance maker first. That always goes in first. Then from there, we will be putting in our spider hook. If Carl, it's unrealistic, Carl's going to stay on his knees. If he stays on his knees, it's hard to pass spider guard. The other thing we want to be thinking about is, when I'm playing spider guard, as in a guard retention and keeping it, I never extend the leg out straight, okay? Your leg will always be bent or pushed to a point where there's still a bend in it. The only time you'll straighten it is, say, I switch to the sweep. Notice the way now the leg is straight, and then I can pull myself up into position. So think about, an early thing to be thinking about is when you're playing spider guard is, that leg never goes straight unless you're attacking and you're initiating a sweep. Carl's here. So I have double sleeve, okay? I'm going to open my guard and bring my knees inside and put 2 feet in his hips. I'm too close to Carl now, so I want to walk back on my butt, bring an arm into the middle and throw in a shallow lasso, okay? Then the spider hook comes in. And again, from that position, if Carl does nothing, and we will be covering this in the mesocycle, I'll be looking for an open elbow on this arm where I can pull it in and start getting into omoplatas and stuff. But good players will stand up because they want to pass the guard. You know, your best chance to pass spider guard is on your feet when you have more mobility. So let's take a look at that. So we're here, 2 sleeves, get inside control of my knees, walk back, bring an arm into the middle, throw in a shallow lasso, put in your spider hook. Carl's going to stand up. We know now that if Carl's standing, I want to be getting the collar grip. So from there, I'm going to go deep with that, because if I just let go and try to find that, he's just doing a throw by, if that makes sense. The detail is, and we covered this last week, I put in a lasso and bring Carl closer to me. So it gains me a few seconds just to grab there quickly. And then the foot will come on the hip, and now I can start playing spider guard. Does that make sense? So again, from that position, Carl's going to move to the right, he's going to be moving to the left. What he's doing there, which is good, unusual for Carl, see the way he's pushing my foot in, that will give me the triangle when I want it. Okay, and we're into the one arm in, one arm out scenario. Okay, so things that pushing your foot down and stuff, we're going to look at those reactions. Another thing that can happen from closed guard is they can stand up before you pull spider guard. Let's take a look at that. So maybe Carl's inside my closed guard and he happens to stand up. The minute he does, I just turn my knees inside, if that makes sense. So I drop, bring my knees, I connect my knees, and I turn my toes to here. Okay? Once I'm in that position, now knees come to the inside, arm comes into the middle, shallow lasso first, so he can't do the throw by. Then we have the spider hook, and then I go deep with that foot, bring Carl towards me so I can make the grip. Then the foot's coming back to the hip. And again, it'll just be a play thing. Also think about this. I want to be making that elbow come away from his body at every opportunity and creating an angle. So from that position, if Carl moves to the side, I'm keeping him in front of me. He moves the other way. We're here. Another thing we can be thinking about is I can find this and pull it forward and make a grip on the pants. We're going to be looking at all that. That'll allow me to get into some kind of X guard or take the back. Once we have our grips, we want to be looking to make that pants grip, but we'll be looking at a later time. Let's just take a look at that one more time. So we're in close guard. First one is, I make grips, car stays on his knees. I get inside position, walk back, arm comes in the middle, shallow lasso, spider hook in. He stands up, that goes deep. Okay, I bring him towards me and make the grip. Okay, that's your first one. Second one, he's in close guard and he just happens to stand up. I'm keeping him bent over. All right, I open my guard and I drop my knees to the inside. Notice the way my knees are turned in, my toes are turned in, and I'm clamping on the Carl. If he tries to lift me from this position, I have him bent over. Obviously options to double ankle grab, sweep and all that stuff, okay? But from our position, we're getting inside control. Feet on hips, arm comes in, shallow lasso, and then from there, spider hook comes in. Go deep, bring him towards you and make the grip. Foot on the hip. The goal is now, I want to be keeping Carl between my legs. We talked about last time, I connect my elbow to my body. Make him work harder than you. Carl moves to the side, I keep him in front of me, he moves the other way. He decides to walk backwards. Difficult, see the way? With the foot on the hip, that hip forward movement, drive in there, bro. Whereas if you were playing spider guard with double spiders, you know, yeah. Take it back a step. So this is why spider guard has evolved. It's also called tarantula guard. So we're here, I have this. Anytime I feel him driving in, I'm pushing on that back leg, if that makes sense. And again, you know, spider guard, it's all about open elbows. Boom, there's your omoplata, okay? Open elbow, moving into the position. You'll spot the opportunities because, stand up bro, you're making the person open that elbow out, okay? That's going to give you, that's messing with their base, it's going to give you options to sweep, it's going to give you options to shoot in and go for things. Notice the way Carl's trying to push this foot down, stuff it to here. It's going to give you lots and lots of different reactions, which is what we want, and we'll be covering them all later in the meso